morning and happy Thursday. I'm Loretta Sernowski with Remax Costa Del Mar. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Living in Rocky Point. Today we have an exciting announcement in case people have not heard. I have a very special guest that's going to be a game changer for Rocky Point, I feel. We have Dr. Luis Carlos. Which do I say? Do I say the whole name?
Dr. Leyva will be easier.
Thank you so much.
No,
I'm actually I just started taking Spanish lessons yesterday, and I'm trying to get a quote for some contracting work on a offer I have for my client, and no one's getting back to me at the right time, So I said to him this morning, next thing I want you to teach me in the lesson is how to swear. So we can definitely do that.
That's the easiest part of learning Spanish, to swear.
Okay, so I know you have a lot of patients here. For the people that don't know you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your wife, of course?
Well, sure. I'm Dr. Luis Carlos Arody Leyva. My wife is Dr. Sol Dominguez. We are both radiologists. I have a subspecialty in oncological imaging or radiology oncology. I have another subspecialty in sport injuries and pain management. My wife, she's a radiologist with a subspecialty in women's imaging and in interventional radiology and in breast cancer. So we're both here. We've been for almost 4 years. This year we will reach 4 years here in town. We've been doing our work since day one. Sometimes, most of the year on October, we used to collaborate with persons, associations, foundations, so we can give away some ultrasound for early diagnosis on breast cancer. So that's how we met. And that's kind of our thing, doing good diagnosis, like radiology in general and in our subspecialty, like that is oncology.
And where do you guys move from? Where are you from?
We were at Mexico City at the time when we moved here. I'm from a town near here. I'm from Caborca. She's from Acapulco, Guerrero, but we met in Mexico City when we were doing the subspecialty in it's called INCAN, that is National Cancer Institute in Mexico City. That is one of the reference in Latin America of cancer, all wide. It's a well-renowned center.
What inspired you to move here for you two?
Well, we wanted to like a peaceful life. We don't like big cities. We've been in major cities, seeing a lot of patients. So we wanted a more quiet town where we can make a difference.
Well, and that you are. So tell me about your patient base right now. Are you treating local Mexican people, Americans?
We're treating both. Mostly during most locals that are living here, like most from people from the United States that are foreigners, like that they live here full time. We have a quite a big number of patients from here. And the ones that are new mostly come during weekends when they have the time. So they will come and take care. So we attend them in Saturday and sometimes in Sunday. Well, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we will take care of them. We will see them. Locally, most of the doctors will know us, so they will send us their patients. So we have a big amount of patients here. So we've been knowing a lot of the doc. We know almost all doctors here, and they know us. So we will have a big agenda taking care of the patients here.
That's great. So now for the exciting news, your new clinic.
Yep.
When I talked and you told me that it's going to be one of the most advanced centers in northern Mexico, correct?
Yes, it will have the state-of-the-art equipment. We have the opportunity to associate with a big company that will allow us to do our work in the best way we can. We will have everything new, everything state of the art. So we will have one of the newest diagnostic centers in all the northwest part of the country. So they will be a reference. It will be one of the newest of the state or in all the northern of the country. So we will have it will be here in Rocky Point. So
And
that's
what kind of machines are, what kind of,
will be a CT scan, will be a mammogram that will have 3D tomosynthesis, everything, and digital X-ray, densitometer, bone densitometer, and hopefully with time we will be able to have an MRI if everything goes well.
okay.
That's the
So
idea.
I haven't asked you this question before, and I'm not sure if you can answer it, but let's say that I came from Phoenix and I don't have great insurance or in the States, and I got a CT scan there and something was detected. What is the next step for me when I get a diagnosis? Is your report forwarded to the doctor in the States? Do they accept your diagnosis?
Okay, we have had that situation a lot of times when we diagnose certain situation. I don't know, like appendix that you need to get surgery and they don't have insurance, so they will need to go back to the States. So we are very careful to tell them, our patients, that it is normal to any institution like hospitals to repeat everything. It's kind of a normal situation that because they will need to have the info by themselves. So most sometimes they will repeat the studies, and well, we only let them know what they will that they can show them our report, so they will know and have a guidance, so it will be faster, so they can take care of. So we haven't had any problem. We had patients that they come here, get checked. They gave us their email of their doctor. We send them their diagnosis or their study, and we haven't had any trouble or beef with no one. So we, at least for now, we haven't had any trouble with our diagnosis sending them over there.
Okay, well, that's great. Because that's something that, obviously people are concerned about if the doctor's going to say, well, that's from Mexico, it doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean?
Yes, but even though here in Mexico City, if you go from clinic to clinic, sometimes you will have the same situation. They will need to repeat the studies, not because they need to have it in their own records, in their medical records. So that's normal. That's kind of a normal situation. Or when you move from hospital to hospital, that they will send the whole medical records to you, or they will need to do something or repeat them. But that's kind of a normal situation, even in locally, like in the US or Mexico, or even across the borders. But we let them know and to have all the info, so they will be prepared for what they'll ask them to have. Like that's it. Like they will, but at least for now, we haven't had any trouble sending our diagnosis or our studies to over there. Even we have been, they've been more warm because they say they're very good studies. So we haven't had that situation,
Oh,
at
that's
least.
great.
Mhm.
So Debbie Blake, who is my client and now new friend, she's moving here full time. And she just said that bone density is very important for
Yes,
her. Can
for
you
women,
tell us
all
about
women.
what the clinic, in regards to bone density, what you have, and what people should be aware of?
Well, the thing is that with the passive, with the age, well, the passive the age, we get early in earlier day, we their bone density will start going down. So we need to be checking, so we know if we need to have some supplements to get better bone density. So women, because of their hormone situation, will be more propense or vulnerable to have well low density bone. So we need to take care of women or the patients that are with a lot of treatments, like with diabetes or oncological patients, all chemo, the bone density will go down. So we will need to have a lot of checkups just to prevent not getting any fracture on them.
So, who should be getting checked for bone density, and how often and what age?
Everyone, special women, because like I told you, because of their hormone situation, their hormones sometimes will lead to lower bone density, so they will need to be checked, periodically, at least once a year, like
Is there
after 50 years, or if you have medical history on your family that they have low bone density, maybe you can start before, just to be sure there's nothing wrong on them.
So she wants to know if the bone density X-ray is available in Rocky Point.
As long as I know right now, it isn't.
Okay.
Because there are many ways to evaluate bone density. Sometimes you can use the foot, sometimes you can use the hip, sometimes you can use the lumbar spine, but it's depending on the process. Right now we will put, like I told you, like cutting edge technology, so we will have better results on that.
So will your clinic have the X-ray?
Yes.
Okay. And when do you expect that to be?
Hopefully for the end of the year or starting of the next year, we will have like everything in place. We will, because we need to do some arrangements so we can get the equipment installed. So we need to do some adjustment, electrical, some physical, some supervising situations that we need to get everything in order so we can bring and have everything in place.
Okay. So I did a little bit of research before the show, and it said 90% of cancer is actually treatable, is curable, sorry, but if it's not treated on time, that's a very powerful statement.
That's right. The thing is that, it means that often it's not the disease itself that threatens life. The delay of detecting it is the problem. Like cancer, such as breast, cervical, prostate cancer, have high rates of cure if it identifies in early stages, and they're the most common ones. So the key lies in information, access to diagnosis, and breaking the fear or the barrier of getting checked. Because most of the time, most people will get scared or have a fear of being detecting something. But that's not the problem. The problem is that when we detect it in very advanced stages. So when we will have less options for treatment. So that's a problem, not the cancer itself, because you won't be preventing it, but you can detect it in early stages, and you can have it treated and have more successful rate of cure.
Okay.
That's the thing.
So let's talk about the mammogram, your equipment there. Can you tell us about, give us some advice on your equipment, and also for women, and in Rocky Point in general, your experience, how breast cancer has been treated and what you've been doing here as a doctor?
Well, breast cancer is number one in women, as you know. We've been detecting a lot here, even for a small population. It's a high rate. The northern part of the country has higher rates of cancer. So you need to be checking, maybe because of the food, maybe because of the climate, maybe because a lot of situations, because it's like a whole bunch of items that combine. So we will have higher rates of cancer in general. And breast cancer is number one in women. So the thing is that we need to be checking on them. Like after 40 years, you will need to have your mammogram and your ultrasound. For what you were asking about what we're going to have, we will have one of the newest technologies on breast cancer diagnosis and detection. We will have a 3D digital mammography, that is tomosynthesis. So high definition ultrasounds. And most of all, we will have, my wife, that she is a subspecialty in breast cancer. So has all, combining all those things, we will have higher rates of early detection on breast cancer. So that will be like, a lot of good things to have here.
So will the clinic offer interventional radiology services or just the diagnostics in the beginning?
No, we do interventional radiology. Like, well, let's say like minimum invasive, like biopsies. We do all kind of biopsies: liver, kidney, breast, prostate, thyroid, soft tissue, bone. We do drainage of abscess in the abdomen, cysts or masses. A lot of interventional radiology we do, and mostly we do a lot of for osteoarthritis, like a lot of hyaluronic acid, steroid, PRP. We do a lot of for sport lesions. Mhm.
Okay. You mentioned to me that a lot of patients come to you for second opinion
That's right.
from outside Mexico. So why do you think that patients are drawn to your care, even if they have access to healthcare in the States?
Uh, well, because beyond technology, we offer time, we listen, and we
Mhm.
provide clarity to our about their conditions. Many patients feel disoriented, confused, or rushed in larger systems where they can only go sometimes go to technicians, and well, they don't feel like they are supported. So here they can feel supported. So they seek a place where their case is truly analyzed without haste and with empathy. Well, so the human condition is what makes us the difference, because even though you will have like the latest technology, most of the time they don't give them the full information, or they go with a lot of doubts. So they come here to get those doubts clarified.
Well, and it's a very scary process. I mean,
I know,
if you have any
but
question
you
marks,
need to give them all the info so they can get the best choices, so we can have the best outcomes with them. That's why they will need to know what's happening, because if they know if all the patient will know what they're going through, they will choose better options for themselves, and they
mhm,
will know where to go. Because if you don't have a good diagnosis, and you're confused about what's your situation, you can get in a scam, or you will go to fake treatments, or you can go elsewhere. You won't be having a good outcome if you don't have a good diagnosis, and if you don't understand what's happening to you.
right. And that's why the early diagnosis is so important.
That's
So when
right.
your clinic is up and running, let's say I want to come and see you for a mammogram. What does that process look like for me?
Well, most of the time we do a small question. Well, we will, you will, they will be, you will be received. They will get all your info, your data. We will have some questions so we can know any backgrounds that will lead us to higher risk of something. Then you will go and do the mammogram, depending on what you need. If you do a 3D or a normal or a digital, or what you need, all the, you will get all the the phases of the mammogram you need, and after that we will read it on the blue room so we know what you have. After that we will give it to you, so you, if in case you have any question or any doubt, you can, so we can see you and tell you what's happening. If we found something and you have any doubt, you can, well, you will be there so we can clarify your doubts about your situation.
Okay.
Mhm.
So Rocky Point's going to be a regional hub for cancer diagnostics. How do you feel this is going to affect our community?
Well, the impact that we'll have here is that the people means they no longer having to travel hours for a reliable diagnosis services. So it will be an opportunity to save lives, detect that cancer in early stages, and build a culture of prevention across the region. So it also means growth in job creation and a national international medical visibility for Puerto Peñasco, because we will be in the eye of everyone.
That's exciting. I think it's going to be great for us. So
Yes.
I know it's going to be very successful. It's going to be great for Rocky Point. So we're going to have people coming from all over. How are you preparing to manage that patient base specifically with staffing?
Well, we're training our staff, training in bilingual, extending hours, creating digital channels for scheduling, delivering results, and eventually offer them, hopefully in the future, virtual consultations. So sometimes, because some people won't be able to right here, so maybe we can do that too. So we want anyone, regardless of where they come from, to feel that this clinic was designed for them, like to have everything in place so they will have everything they need.
So I know there's you and your wife, obviously, and you're going to be hiring more people.
That's right.
Is that going to be a challenge? Is that going to be like the technicians? Where will they come from? Is there an opportunity for maybe an American that wants to live at the beach to work there?
We can see, like, because remember we have some laws and normatives that, like, even though in Mexico or in the US we are regulated by an organ that we need to have everything in place. So hopefully, if he wants to, we can see the way so he can be and supportive with us. We don't have any trouble with that. We are very open to that, so we can collaborate and help people, because we love to help people, you know that.
Yes.
So
And so we have a question for you. Are there hospitals or clinics to get treatment in Rocky Point now?
of what? Of oncological treatments? No.
I think she means just in general.
In general, well, there are some clinics that could assist you in most of the situations you can come through, but there will be other one that you will need to go out of town to get treated, so depending on what you're.
Yeah. So let's say I'm not feeling good. I have the flu or whatever. I'm not sure. I want to see a doctor. Then there's
Well,
places to go.
there will be places that you can get a general doctor that could check you and give you treatment and give you a follow-up. That will be no big
And
situation here. Yeah.
she wants to know if there's a hospital here.
Well, there are some hospitals, but some will lack of some things, and you will need. That's what we're trying to do, like to have a place that will have everything for you, because maybe you will go there and they won't be having ultrasound, or they won't be having x-ray, or they won't be having the lab test, or they won't be having, or they won't have a certain specialty, pediatricians, traumatology, so you will need to go elsewhere where they will have it. So there's no place that will have full thing. So
But she wants to know about radiation.
no radiation. Radiation, it's a whole new thing. So hopefully with time, maybe we could do that.
Okay. So tell me about some of the misconceptions about people have about cancer diagnosis and treatment that you've experienced.
The myths? Well, one of the most common is believing that cancer is always fatal. What is not, because or there will be no point of detecting it if there are no symptoms. Other things, that the exams are painful, that the radiation is dangerous, or that if they look or they'll find something, well, it's very, very common. And one of the most damaging myths is that the biopsy will cause the tumor to spread through the body, which is completely false. This myth will only delay diagnosis, and, well, like I told you, they will lose opportunity to get treated better. So I think that's the whole barrier, because they read it. I don't know where somebody says that radiation is harmful. But no, there's a lot of myths around cancer diagnosis and treatment. So, like I told you, it is not fatal. If we detect it in early stages, it's curable. If radiation is needed, when it's needed. And the other one that, like I told you, the worst, or the one that sometimes it's like very scary, is that the biopsy will cause a tumor to spread. And sometimes I have heard it from even medical service people that work in medical services that will tell patients not to do the biopsy because.
Oh, really?
So imagine how can I explain my patients to take them that idea from them?
Yeah.
Because someone that is in medical service told them that was dangerous to do.
So what, in your experience, warning signs that people should not ignore, that's they should get their butt to the clinic for early diagnosis?
Well, like preventional is the best way. Like you after 40, you need to go for a checkup each year, but symptoms or something, well, it will be abnormal bleeding, painless lumps, unexplained weight loss, constant fatigue, skin changes, difficulty swallowing, or persistent change on their body. You'll know your body, so you will know when you have something. So getting regular mammogram, spears, prostatic antigen, colonoscopy, depending on your age or your family history. So the thing here is we must build a culture of prevention. So that's the real thing. Not go until we feel bad, because most people, I always put them like in a kind of a, I tell them like, it's very simple. Like pain is the number one symptom of consultation. Like if you don't have pain, you won't go. It's like when you have on your tooth, when you have infection on your tooth, if it doesn't hurt, you won't go to get treated unless it's painful. Even though you see it and you have infection, you won't go to the dentist until you have pain.
Yeah, of course.
That's the same thing with all else. You will need to go not when you're in pain, not when something's going awfully wrong. You should go when you feel well, so we can prevent everything.
That's why I texted my dentist this morning to get my teeth cleaned this week, because I don't want a cavity.
That's right.
So in your experience, who is worse for early going to when they should for diagnosis, women or men?
Usually women takes more care of their health.
Yeah.
Usually.
Mm-hmm.
So because they will have a lot of situations. So mostly we have a lot of women that take care of themselves. So we have our major population in appointments are women. And those women that take care, they will take their children and they will take their husbands or their partners. So, but there are guys that take care of themselves too. So that's good.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So I've lived in 3 different countries now, mm-hmm. Canada, US, and Mexico. One thing I noticed, because Canada has universal health care, mm-hmm. It was just a normal procedure to go for a physical all the time, whether you were sick or whatever, because we don't have to pay for it. I mean, we pay for it through our taxes. Mm-hmm. So what I noticed in the States is that people don't go for physicals because they have a copay or they may not have insurance. So I think there was a big lacking of preventative medicine in the United States because of that reason.
Yeah, that's right. Not only in the US, there's a lot of places that don't have like a preventive culture, like we were saying. With they don't have the facility to take care of their population. So that's harsh, because
and let's face it, mm-hmm. Let's face it, most tests like colonoscopy or mammogram, they're not exactly the most pleasant. It's no one likes going to the dentist to even get their teeth cleaned, but it's just something you have to do.
Well, that's true, but it's worse not to knowing, even though you will have it. So you will need to go and do it.
Yeah. Are you able to discuss your future plans for the clinic? I know you're just getting started.
Our future?
Your future plans.
How are we going to see in?
Is it still a secret? Yeah.
So hopefully we will see ourselves as a regional leader in the northern Mexico, in the southwestern of the United States, with international, hopefully, certifications, partnerships with academic institutions, and an active prevention network. So most importantly, see a place where thousands of people have found hope and early diagnosis and quality of life. in a diagnostic center equipped with all the necessary tools for a timely diagnosis and treatment, hopefully in the future. So this is only the first phase, as you know, that this will be for a time. We're expecting, well, when I started this, well, you have been from, like I told you, from day zero, so you know how our evolution has been. We have done it faster than we prevented. So when we first started, me and my wife, all this project, we thought this was gonna be like a 10-year project, but because of all the opportunities that we have gotten into, all our effort, all our work, so we have shortened this time. So maybe it will be half to have everything that we were supposed to have, hopefully.
Do you think that a colonoscopy is going to be available in the future? Is that on your
Hopefully,
radar?
yes. I'm expecting. Well, like I told you, this is the first phase. So hopefully, with time, we will put everything, the facility, to we can so other specialty will have the opportunity to have everything to work on, like, because they always even call me like, hey, don't you have a cardiology, don't you have any neurology or whatever. But the thing is that here is a very small town, so most people won't see or don't have the tools or the facility to do their work. So first of all, you need to have everything in place so they will be attracted to them to come and work here.
Sure.
So
have you ever seen the movie Field of Dreams?
No.
Well, one day I'll have you guys over and we'll watch it. So
Sure.
it's the quote is the Field of Dreams. Build it and they will come.
That's right.
That's what you're doing now.
That's
so to everyone out there that's watching and listening, I have been on this journey with them since day zero, because I was their realtor and found them the land. And when we first started talking, I wanted you to jump on board with fundraising, and you said, I'm doing it myself so that Americans and Canadians can see that I'm building something and I put my own money in. But now we want that process to move along faster. So now we are looking to start a 501c organization for him. That's my advice. I don't have contacts for that. So if anyone does that can help us out on that would be fantastic.
To reach us.
And also, we were just brainstorming, and I feel it would be great to have a symphony by the sea at the end of October, right around Day of the Dead. So we've been contacting Hermosillo and Caborca, and I did send a note out to the Phoenix Symphony as a fundraiser for this. So I'm looking for people to be on my committee that have the same vision as I do for this project, because it's going to help everyone who lives here, everyone who visits here. It's going to employ people. Anytime you visit someplace, no matter what age your healthcare is, one of your number one priorities, and we want to make sure we have that here. That's so right. How can they, obviously you have a clinic now that people could come and see you. How can they reach you? How can they book an appointment?
Well, we have a website, we have a social media, or they can contact us directly via WhatsApp or email. There's always someone ready to respond, guide, schedule appointment. They can also, well, like you say, they can support our campaigns. And well, I don't know, I can leave our card.
Actually, you know what I'll do is on our Facebook post, I'll put the directions to your clinic as well as your phone number, if that's okay.
Sure. I will send you the enterprise phone so they can reach us. Okay. I will put them everything, our cards, some things that we do, our web page that it's bilingual. You have Spanish and English, so they will know all the procedures we do, like you said, like general radiology, specialty radiology, interventional radiology. So they will have everything in hand. So they can read about about all our procedures and what we do.
Super.
So they will know us a little bit more, and they can feel free to contact us if if they want any info about us. We're always open to them.
That's great.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. Once
No,
again,
thank you for your interview.
Max Costa Del Mar. If you're interested in buying or selling here in Rocky Point, I'm your go-to girl for sure to help you out. My contact information is in the post as well. The United States and Canada, their market is a little bit slower right now, but actually here in Rocky Point, we are staying pretty busy. Stuff is staying on the market a little bit longer as far as vacation homes, but we have noticed an uptick in people deciding to make a move to Rocky Point full time, which is fantastic. It's one of my favorite types of moves because it's something that I did myself and something that I never regretted. And being by the sea is like vitamin C. Join us next week. We have a great topic, which I know people will have lots of questions. We're going to talk about abandoned property and what to do if someone's a squatter in your property, how to get them out, maybe even how to become one. So everyone have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.